The one Tacoma part that exemplifies Toyota's unwillingness to change. I finally figured it out. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Pretty good here, and that's right. I have figured out, finally put my finger on the one part that really exemplifies Toyota's unwillingness to change. You know, I've talked about this in many videos, right? It seems that Toyota is very slow to change, to update, right? To join the rest of all the other trucks out there. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Some valid, some, maybe not. The biggest, of course, is reliability. You know, if you find something that works, why change, right? And if you can get it for cheaper, as much older parts are, right? There's no reason. But I was taking a look at the Tacoma today, and it finally dawned on me. You know, this really does show how much Toyota hates to change. And it's such a simple thing. Let me turn you around here. I'm going to show you. Now, let's see. Right up here in the corner, you guys might see it right there. Do you see this little door handle looking part right here? Now, I've painted mine black. When you get the truck, it comes in like I guess a silver, maybe a pewter color. I think it's a galvanized kind of handle, right? And it looks out of place. When you look in the back of the truck, everything is black, right? But there's this glaring piece right up here. Looks completely out of place. I know the first time I saw it, it was so out of place, I wasn't even sure what the purpose of it was. And you know, to make it worse, you don't have just one of them, you have two of them. It's just this gleaming silver part in the truck, and it even looks misshapen. If you look at the way it's formed, it doesn't look like it's even right. It looks like some guy might have bent it with a vise in his hands. I don't know. But I got to thinking about this part, and when you look at the rest of the truck, I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty modern, right? Minus the mods and things I've done, of course. Just picture a stock truck. You know, it doesn't have anything screen porch looking on it, right? Nothing else crazy like that. Nothing that looks like maybe a guy just went out to his toolbox, needed some kind of a tie down or a handle. And I'm assuming that's what it's for, right? It's a tie down point in the truck. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm glad it's there. The more tie down points you have, the better, right? But why in the world would they put something like that in the back of a sometimes $50,000 truck? It just doesn't make sense to me. Until today. It finally dawned on me, right? This is indicative of what Toyota's philosophy is when it comes to updating and changes, right? I'm sure when they're sitting in the boardroom talking about, you know, what they're going to do next when the engineers are designing new things, they came to that handle and somebody probably brought it up. I assume down the line. I mean, it's just this glaring beacon in the back of the bed, right? And if your specialty or your responsibility under Toyota is the bed part or the rear end part of the truck, I'm sure they break it down into components, then it probably really stands out for you, right? And that guy or gal probably brought it up and said, you know, we have this hook thing in the back of the truck. Looks like somebody ripped it off of a screen porch and just kind of screwed it into the side of the composite bed. Why don't we do something about that? And I'm sure the higher up said, well, you know, we kind of pay the same price as what you pay for one of those screen door handles for that part, right? We don't really need to increase that. I mean, what's the purpose of it? It's just a tie down point. It's no big deal. It's in the bed of the truck. So just forget about it. Let's move on to something else. Hey, I've got an idea. We can make more money if we take that little compartment out that we have on the driver's side, you know, the one that used to be right here. We can make more money if we take that out, don't tell the customers, and charge them the same price. Or better yet, Let's raise the price. And they all have a laugh and a chuckle, and then they move on. But I think looking at things like that really kind of do give you an idea of what kind of importance manufacturers put on keeping things up to date for the customer, you know? And it's such a simple little thing. All they really had to do was come out with some sort of a more uniform looking treatment or hook or something for the side of the truck there, right? But they haven't. They've just kept it like that. And don't get me wrong, you know, for the purists out there, they're going to say, well, it's just a handle, it's just a tie down. It does its job, and I would agree with that. It does. But in the world that we live in today, you know, we want the latest and greatest things. At least I do. And we want them to look good. And when you have this shiny, awesome looking truck, which the Toyota Tacoma is, it kind of lets it down a little bit. You know, when you walk around here to the back and you look in the bed, everything's black, and that draws your eye. At least it did for me. And like I said, when I first saw that, I really wasn't quite sure what its function was. It looked so out of place that I really couldn't even see it as a tie-down point. I thought it must have some other purpose. There must be a reason that this beaming little handle in there is what it is. But I was wrong. There is no other reason. It is a tie-down, and they just haven't updated it. Why? It makes no sense to me that you wouldn't update such a simple part in the truck to make it blend in, to make it look more modern. Has anybody else noticed this? Is it just me? Did you ever look in the back of your Tacoma, see that piece and think, boy, what is that? It looks like a screen door handle. Why is it even there? I don't know. It really does to me. And I think it's the only thing on the Tacoma that you can say that about. I mean, up until the recent refresh, it was out of date. You know, and they've done a lot to improve upon that, I think, with the 10-way power adjustable seats, the updated radio screen, you know, some of the other little things that they've done. But they've just left out that crazy little handle back there that I think really just exemplifies how reluctant Toyota is to change or improve things, even when it comes to something so minute, something so mundane as that little handle in the back. Leave a comment, let me know. I'd be curious if you agree with me. You know, does that bother you at all? Is it just me? It obviously bothered me enough that I had to go to the trouble to take it off and paint it black, which, by the way, I think it looks much better, and just coating it in black makes it look a little bit more modern, right? If nothing else, it makes it blend into the bed of the truck so that you don't really notice it as much. Let me know. I'd be curious to know what you think. Is it just a trivial thing, or does it matter to you too? Also, real quick, if you're interested, I have 2 other channels. The first is RobMotive JT, all about my new, to me, 2020 Jeep Gladiator. And the second is RobMotive Civic, all about my experiences with the Honda Civic Sport and the Honda Civic Type R. Check them out. If you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.